What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for the Spider S&P 500 ETF Trust with the ticker symbol SPY. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. And I'll also be taking a look at the triple Qs later on in this video. So let's take a look at the SPY from the last week. You can see that it did continue slightly lower. Started finding support right around the 421 level. Filled in the prior gap that was created back here in June 1st and 2nd. So there was a gap right over there. Price filled it, and then we saw a nice move up higher on Fridays. So the expectation was a move up higher shortly after the measurement target was reached. So you can see there was one leg down right over here, and this is the second leg down. Target was met. We started trading sideways right around here, and now we're seeing nice follow through from the bulls because they broke through this downward trend line. So this downward trend line was practically the last thing the sellers could use for price to continue lower that I'm seeing. I don't see any more like reasons to go lower as of right now. Maybe I'm missing something, but as of right now it looks pretty good to the upside because the measurement target is met and we broke outside of this downward trend line. And since we're seeing a breakout of this yellow uptrend channel, or let's just say we're even bouncing from the support side because it could be adjusted just slightly, maybe something like that. Either way, this might be close enough. We should continue higher. So I'm looking for higher price targets. I think next week is going to be pretty bullish. And I think we're going to see possibly the 438 level because that's where the gap fill is right over here. And maybe even the 443 level. So those are my two targets. Maybe not next week, but in the coming weeks, it looks pretty bullish because the downward measurement target is met. There is a strong incentive for price to continue higher. It's not like the measurement target was met and I'm saying that we're going to bounce, just because the measurement target is met. I'm saying it's going to bounce and continue higher because there is a strong incentive for price to continue moving up higher, which is that price has been in an uptrend for quite a long time. And you can see that when price is in an uptrend and we just do a two-legged correction, this is one leg, second leg, price should continue moving up higher in the future. So again, this looks pretty good to the upside. I'm expecting higher prices. You can think of it as the bears failing to get back below the 417 level because that was the breakout point right back over here. And bears tried 2 times to get back inside of that breakout point or below it, and they failed. And now we're seeing price move up higher. So again, this looks pretty bullish. I'm looking for higher prices for the SPY. I think there's a good chance of getting it there at the 438. And then the 443, and possibly even a new high of this uptrend at the 460 level. So let's see how long that will take. But as right now in the short term, this looks pretty bullish. Now let's take a look at the weekly chart. So here's the weekly chart, and you can see that on the weekly chart the channel fits a little bit better. And I drew it off the swing lows, and I dragged it up to the swing highs. You can see it's fitting pretty nicely. Nice channel. We're seeing a nice bounce off of this channel. Price reach is at the support side of the channel after 2 legs down. This looks very bullish, and we're breaking outside of that downward trend line, which is a very good sign too. And I think a break above this green candle on last week's candle looks pretty good to the upside. So I'm looking for those 2 price levels that I mentioned before. I think the 443 level would be the next one after 438, and then again the highs of this uptrend, because it looks like obviously this is an uptrend. I'm expecting higher prices after a correction. I believe the correction has been over today. Last Friday probably marked that end of the correction. So this is technically what most people say buy the dip. Again, I can't guarantee things, but again, this looks pretty good to the upside. Let's see how this develops. Now let's take a look at the triple Qs just real quick. We can take a look at the daily chart first. So daily chart shows that price barely almost reached the measurement target. Is at the 347 level. Price reached 351, so there's a couple points off there, 4 points off. And it looks like we are already seeing price reverse. So again, measurement targets aren't always reached. Could we still reach that target? There's a possibility. Again, nothing's guaranteed. I'm expecting higher prices, but we did see 2 legs up already. This is 1 leg up, 2 legs up, and we could see another sell-off for the QQQ, which would also most likely make the SPY also fall somewhat, but we'll see. But either way, this uptrend could be stronger than the downtrend, and price may just continue pushing up higher. So I'm pretty sure we're not going to reach the 320 level as of right now, so I can go and remove that. It looks pretty bullish as of right now. We are finding support right around the 355 level. So I can put a horizontal line there. You can see there's some type of support right back at the prior swing low. And price is breaking outside of this trend line. And it looks pretty good to the upside. Measurement target isn't reached, but again, it's not always going to be reached. And we'll see how this develops. So again, there's a very large incentive for price to continue pushing up higher because there was a prior strong uptrend in play. And after a break of an uptrend, which this is right over here, we usually see two pushes in that direction. And we did see two small pushes, but again, I think this will probably lead to much more larger pushes in the future. Here's take a look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart is looking pretty bullish. You can see that we're, practically 2 green weeks in a row. Last week was very bullish, and it's a nice bounce off the prior swing, closing above the EMA. This looks like it's pushing up higher, so the QQQ is looking pretty bullish, and I'm expecting the all-time high is being reached maybe sometime this year at the 408 level. So again, looks pretty good to the upside, and we'll see how this develops. So that's all I have for the SPY and the QQQ. I believe they're looking pretty bullish, and they're most likely going to push up higher. Again, nothing's guaranteed. I just see more bullish signs than bearish signs, and I believe it's time for the price to reverse higher. It's been going down since July 26th, or it's been going down since July 27th, and now we might have seen a bottom a few months later. So again, this looks pretty good to the upside. Let's see how this develops. So that's all I have for the SPY and the QQQ this week, Sunday, and I'll most likely give you guys an update next week, Sunday. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time. The Vee Trades technical analysis course is now live. Learn to read the chart the right way to prevent costly mistakes. Click the link below to start training now.